So I'm testing out a new camera, so if you're watching this, it means that it worked. I took the entire month of June off and most of July, but I've been thinking a lot about what to practice over the summer, and I have a couple of suggestions. I really hope the audio is okay on this. So no matter what your summer schedule is like, you don't really have to deal with school. I mean, you might have a job, you might have to babysit, you might have other commitments, family stuff. Whatever you're doing over the summer, at least you don't have to deal with being in school. So what do you do during the summer? What do you practice? Really focus on your scales. Even if you're doing music over the summer, like if you're in any sort of band camp, or if you're doing lessons, or if you're doing any music related thing over the summer, or even sleepaway camp if you bring your instrument, no matter where you end up, there's time to learn your scales. And I mean really learn your scales. Bring them with you, memorize them, practice them. Bring a scale book with you, like the Closet or the Behrman, or any sort of method book that you have, or any printouts that you have online, and bring those with you, because summer is a really great time to sort of dive into your fundamentals. Because after my freshman year of college, I really didn't like the way I sounded, and I didn't know how to get my sound back, because my senior year of high school, I spent it essentially locked in a practice room working on nothing but my tone. And at the end of my freshman year, I hadn't really kept up with the tone part. Like, I definitely improved my technique. And intonation and all these other things. Learned a ton of music, but because I was at a music conservatory, I was learning all of this music for all of these classes and rehearsals that I had, that I just stopped working on my tone. So, learn from me. During the summer, just bring it all back to the fundamentals. Do long tones all day, every day, because you have time. During the summer, you have more time to work with than when you're in school, especially if you're not really doing anything musical over the summer, even if you are. But if you're not doing anything musical over the summer, you have more time than you normally would have during the school year. So you can take all of the things that you've been putting off, like learning your scales. Try this. Do long tones for half an hour. You can also use the time during the summer to start learning a piece that you've always wanted to learn, but you didn't have the time to fit it in. Or maybe it's a piece that's a little too hard, but you have time to really settle into the piece and learn it. I'll give you an example. So I really wanted to play the Copland Clarinet Concerto. It's a really hard piece of music. If you haven't listened to it, go do it right now. Pause this video and go listen to Copland, because it's out of this world and it sounds like it's so much fun to play. And I remember bringing it to my teacher at the end of my freshman year, and I was like, hey, I really want to play this concerto. And I could tell that he was kind of like, oh, you want to play Copland? Really? Maybe we should wait on this. So, over the summer, I found myself with, quite a bit of free time, and I just dove right into the piece, and I spent a ton of time on it, and I learned it over the summer, and I brought it to him. In my first lesson, I was like, this is what I did over the summer, and I put the Clarinet Concerto on the stand, and I played it, and after I played the first page, he was like, you know what, we can work on this, because you clearly made the effort over the summer, and you learned it, and you want to do this, and you're definitely serious about it, so let's do it. And that's how I learned the Copland Clarinet Concerto. So, basically just focusing on the fundamentals is what I would recommend for any practice over the summer, because even if you're doing music stuff over the summer, you have the time to really focus on the fundamentals. And by fundamentals, I mean breath support, I mean embouchure, I mean intonation, long tones, scales, arpeggios, articulation. Like, think of that method book that you have where there's a page for articulation, and there's a page or a couple pages for scales, and there's just pages for like all these any technique book that you have. Go back to that. Even if you've already completed it, turn to a random page every single day and just start playing. Keep your practicing up over the summer, because when you get back to school and when you go to band and when you're in the mix of things, you'll have kept up your playing over the summer, so when school starts, you'll be ready to go. It's so easy to fall into the, oh, well, I'm not going to do it this week, I'm going to relax. And then the next week it's like, oh, you know what, I'll do it next week. There's only so many weeks during summer vacation, and it's not that many. And if you wait until mid-August to be like, okay, yeah, maybe I should practice, that's already like a month and a half that you could have been practicing. So I would just keep up with whatever you're doing in your lessons. Go back into your method books and just pick out exercises at random that you've already worked on, just to keep it up. This is a good time to practice your sight reading, because you've got time. And your chromatic scale, while I'm at it. When you're doing all of these, try closing your eyes and focusing on what it feels like in your mouth and in your throat and what your air is doing, because that creates the muscle memory that will carry you through the rest of the year. Once you know what something feels like, then you can apply it and recreate it. So I made this stupid little video mainly to see if my new camera works. I don't know if the audio is going to work. If it doesn't work, then this video is not going to go up, and I'll do one when I get back, and I'll feel like a terrible person. But I hope you all are having a wonderful summer. Keep practicing. And that's all I got for now. Oh! One other really exciting piece of news. Actually, let me get it. Guess what I got? A bass clarinet. So, if you have any questions on bass clarinet, let me know, leave them in the comments, and I will do my best to do a bass clarinet video, but that's probably not going to come until September or October. Oh, and another thing, I play with a sextet, and we did an album, and that's coming out on September 7th. I will leave a link in the description to the Bandcamp page that it's on. There's going to be one track that you can listen to right away, and everything else will be coming out officially on September 7th. Give the track a listen. I'd actually be really curious to see what you people have to say about it. So if you have time, the first track is under 7 minutes, and it's sort of this, I'm not even going to tell you what kind of music it is, because I don't even know how to really describe it in words. I'm sorry that this video is all over the place. I hope you are all having a great summer and that you keep practicing, and I'm sorry again that I took like a month and a half off, but your girl needs a break too, so I think that's all I had to say, so yeah, I'll see you when I get back from vacation.